Alright, I have some money to invest. Should I put all of it in now? Or just a little bit? Should I wait till the market drops? What if it doesn't drop? Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's me, Adam. We're on episode 7 and you're watching Steady Invest. Today I'm going to be explaining to you guys why time in the market is always better than timing the market. It's important to also take note that past performance doesn't always indicate future performance. Meaning just because something went up doesn't mean it's going to go down. And just because something went down doesn't mean it's going to bounce and go back up. And something else that I find really interesting is that the stock market is forward looking. Meaning when an investor is buying or selling a stock, it's based on their interpretation of their future expectations. Not based on what happened yesterday, not based on what's happening today, where it's going from now on. So this is the past 90 years of the S&P 500, and you can see here in 1929 depression happened. So there's a huge market crash, and it didn't recover for another 20-ish years or so. And then it went up for a little bit, and then it crashed right back down. And look what happened here. It's gone up ever since, and then you had another crash, and then it went up. So why am I telling you this? Even though it crashes, guys, it still recovers over time. So in the short term, we don't know what's going to happen, but over a long period of time, look how much has gone up. So what's the point I'm trying to make? If you were to invest at any high point, and it crashed right after, your money recovers over a long period of time. So that's why it's important that any money that you put in, you don't need it for the foreseeable future because you never know what's going to happen. It could go up and double in 1 year, or if it doesn't, then you have to be prepared for both situations. Now let's look at Microsoft stock. Oh, if only we had invested in 1986. I wasn't even born, but if only I had invested. So as you can see, you got crazy growth over the past decade or so, right? So let's say you invested your money right at the dot-com bubble crash, guys, which happened in 2000, 2001. So let's say you invested right at the peak. You wouldn't have broken even until, what is this? 15 years later, roughly. That's crazy. But then if you held on, look how much it's gone up since. Crazy, right? Amazon, same thing. You wouldn't have broken even until, well, you broke even here a few times, but you didn't really make your money until this point here, and then look how much it's gone up ever since. So when I first started investing, guys, the market was right over here, right? If only I knew back then, but I was too afraid because I wasn't sure where the market was going to go, if it was going to keep dropping or if it was going to recover, what was going to happen. Remember, at this point, the world was kind of ending. We didn't know what was happening. At this time, I was cash heavy because I just didn't know. I'm like, oh, what if the market crashes more? But then again, you miss out on all those gains that you would have made if you weren't so cash heavy. So by the time I'm like, hey, you know what, I think this is going to be okay, I started investing like right over here. But look how much growth I had missed up until that point. 26%. So it's nice that it's recovered, but look how much in that small amount of time, look how much it recovered versus that. And this is just to show you guys that nothing is for sure, nothing is certain. There are risks. So with this one, for instance, Apple came out with the iPhone, and then it was just game over they came out with the iPhone like around this point, and then it was just game over after that. And this is one of the craziest charts that I've seen, guys. It's the Nikkei 225 index, which is the Japanese stock market index. And you can see here they peaked in 89, and ever since they haven't even come close to that number. That peak. So it's just to show guys that nothing is for certain. With this one, they were something with banks lending and whatnot. So this was a little bit of a special circumstance. So it was a little bit extreme, or very extreme rather. And this chart illustrates why it's important to stick to your strategy and to always stay fully invested. Don't panic buy, don't panic sell. So you see here, if you were fully invested in the S&P 500 index for about 20 years, or 21 years, I guess, you'd make about 5.62% every year. So about 5.5% annually. But if you miss the 10 best days of those 20 years, then it drops down to 2%. So 3% every year because of those 10 best days. And then every 10 days that you miss, then it goes down more and more. Me personally, I believe in buy and hold. Meaning I'll choose companies that I really believe in, and then I'll hold them for at least 3 to 5 years, and then even more after that depending on what my specific goals are. So there's two ways to do this. The first way, and this is the statistically better way, is to have a lump sum of money and just put it all in at once and then forget about it for that amount of time, assuming you're putting into a company that you really believe in. So that's statistically better than the second way, which is dollar cost averaging, which could be better, but again, for long term, lump sum is probably the better way. But again, the second way is dollar cost averaging, meaning you're buying and selling that stock at whatever price. Let's say every month you're going to buy it. So whether it's at its very highs or its very lows, you're just remaining consistent. You're averaging the market. When I first started, I was dollar cost averaging, and I still am to this day because I like having cash on the side. I also like being more active with my investments, but if you're buy and hold and forget about it kind of thing, put that lump sum in and forget about it. Alright guys, that concludes today's talk. Thanks for listening. My name's Adam, Steady Invest. Like, subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.